Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome here if you're new. In this video, I'm sharing with you my Christmas countdown calendar that I made using the new Poinsettia template that I posted about in my last video. So I won't be sharing how I made this flower, but I've linked the video down below if you're interested. Basically, all you need to do is curl out the petals once you've cut out each petal layer, and then you just glue it together. So for Christmas 2020, the theme I've chosen is red, pink, and white. And so those are my colors for this year, and I just feel that they're so festive and bright and just so cheerful. So for this countdown calendar, I made 8 poinsettias of each color for a total of 24 poinsettias. For the flower centers, I'm using these tiny gold bells that are about 1/3 of an inch. I purchased these from Joann Fabrics, and these bells are really cute. They do jingle when you shake them, and I used about 7 bells per flower. I would recommend using hot glue to attach these bells to your flower center. Other glues may not dry quick enough. So once I have my flowers prepped, the next thing I'm working on is covering a piece of foam core poster board from the Dollar Tree, and I'm covering it with a piece of wrapping paper. This is all I had left from last year's Target sugar paper line, and I just really love this wrapping paper. It's really thick and high quality, so I'm covering that with my advanced tape runner, which is sort of a glue runner or an adhesive dot runner, but it's not really dots, it's more of a tape, and I'm also spraying it with an adhesive spray. As you can see, the flowers here on that background just look so pretty. I think it was a great choice to use that wrapping paper, and I just thought that it looks so elegant and cheerful for the holiday season. So the next thing I'm working on is the circles for the countdown calendar, and so with this calendar, what I'm doing is marking 1 to 24, so every day in December up till the 24th, we'll get a flower, and the circle here kind of denotes where that flower will go. Along with each flower, I've cut about 2 leaves per flower, and I plan to tuck these leaves underneath each circle for each day. And all I do for these flowers is just fold them in half, give them a good crease, and then that's it. In designing this Christmas countdown calendar, I had to think about how I wanted the flowers to be pinned to the board as each day passed. And there were different ways that I could have done it with Velcro or magnet, but eventually I just decided to use a ribbon across each circle for each day in the countdown calendar, and then I would pin the flowers with a clothespin that was attached to the back of each flower. So once I decided how I was going to attach the flowers to the board, I was able to finally glue the numbers down onto the circles. I used cardstock because I wanted to use matching colors. However, you could just use vinyl, or if you are using cardstock, obviously you can use an adhesive dot runner. What I am using is a Xyron machine, so you just run it right through and it makes it like a sticker, and you can just stick it right onto your project. The way that I'm attaching the ribbon is I'm cutting a piece about 3 to 4 inches wide, and then I'm laying that across the circle, flipping it over, and then I'm tucking the ends of the ribbon and I'm gluing those ends down. To secure it better, I'm also adding another circle over those ribbon ends, and that way the ribbon is secure, and no matter how much I pull it, unless I'm ripping it, it actually is very secure, and so each flower will attach to that ribbon as each day passes in December. The final thing I need to do for the paper flowers is just add a tiny clothespin to the back of each flower. These particular clothespins I found in Joann's, and they were about $2.50, and I think I used a coupon on it, so they're very inexpensive, but there are a ton of tiny clothespins out there that you can use for your project. Once I have everything prepped, I'm just laying the flowers over each circle, and then I just want to space it out on the board to see that there's enough room for every flower and space it correctly. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so what I did was I actually measured the spacing between each circle, and I used a ruler to make sure that I got about the right distance between each circle on top and on bottom so that it was spaced nice and evenly. I used a little bit of washi tape for each circle to make sure that I can temporarily stick down each circle, and then I could play around with the placement of the leaves before I actually glued it down. So the washi tape helps because it comes off cleanly, and that way I didn't have to worry about remeasuring where each circle should go. So once everything is glued down, I added the flowers back onto the Christmas countdown calendar by clipping it onto the ribbon. I'm adding that final row in. So I just love the way that it came out. It was just so bright and cheery, and it just makes me so happy to be able to do this because I really like playing around with different things with my hands. I love textures and just playing with different things. So I will be having these flowers in a basket, and for each day that passes, I'll be pulling corresponding flower and adding it to the calendar, and when that calendar is actually full, that's when you know Christmas will be the next day. To finish off this countdown calendar, I added a title to the top in the font Alicia. So it says Christmas Countdown, and I cut this out of cardstock so that I can bend the wording just a little bit to make it look a little more hand lettered. After that, I added a ribbon to the back of the countdown calendar, and I covered this with circles, so similar circles, and I just covered the ends of the ribbon with the circles so that I can glue it down and it's a little more secure. I hung this on the back of my craft room door, and I also added a bow to the top. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions down below. The link to the listing for this template is in my Etsy shop, which is also listed down below in the description box. Happy holidays. Let me know if you're making something similar. Bye.